What's going on? Well, I figure I'll do a little check-in here since I have been just going crazy over the last few days and I haven't had any chance to film anything. So, what's going on with you? People out there, how you doing? How's the work? The grind? So what have I been doing? Give you a little bit of an update as to where I'm at. So I'm about to start running some ads. I've been building a funnel and getting to know Go High Level. Yes, I'm behind on that. I am well aware. I'm excited to have that going. Actually, I've used it a lot, but man, I've used it as sub accounts and it has always been a nightmare for me because I didn't really understand how it worked. And there's so many things I didn't have access to. So I finally just bought it because I was given another sub account. So I've got like 3 now for different businesses. And the guy was nice enough to give it to me. And man, it was really nice of him to kind of help me out because I was super interested. But as I started poking around in it this time, I just realized, like, dude, these sub accounts suck. No wonder, like, I can't do anything. It's probably great for a customer of mine, but if I'm not your customer, then me having to bug you all the freaking time about you giving me stuff is not worth it. So that's probably why I didn't like Go High Level so much, was because of that. I'm trying to figure out where I want this thing. So yeah, it was a nice little experience for me to get that and to get going. So I'm pretty excited about that and getting rolling on that and seeing where I can get to with that. I don't think this is age restricted channel, or should be an age restricted channel. I don't know. I got this giant microphone. I don't understand how people do this, but whatever. So that's what I'm doing, is doing that. And I got a couple customers and that I've brought, dude, I got like a million stories, dude. With the way things have been going is just insanity. So let's start with Locksmiths. That's been a whole thing. So let me take it even another step. I am never, ever, ever again going to physically verify my customers' businesses myself. I've been doing that. I've done it for about 10 people. And I've just realized the amount of time, if the verification doesn't go through and I have to go do it again, it is. And so I've had this locksmith, which I didn't know was going to be so difficult. And I feel bad. I just gave the guy all his money back and I'm still going to try to help him. But we have video verified 5 times, failed. And I built him a website. I did all this stuff and it's been useless because we can't get the freaking business up. And I verified like 10 people since him, right? So it's just been this locksmith nightmare and I can't do it anymore as far as going out to the place and trying to verify and having it fail and wasting an hour every time, right? I mean, I'm not charging these people that much in order to be able to waste that much time. And I just hate it. So I'm done. I've got instructions. So I got a guy that I'm working with right now that I'm going to just have him do it. It's not that hard, right? To do 95% of the time. If you do everything right, you're going to get it accepted. So that's kind of my frustration right now, is never, ever doing that for somebody ever again. There's just no need. It's not that I'm saying, I'm like against it or I'm too good for it. It's just that it's a waste of time. They can do that. So that's one thing that I've been frustrated with, just this locksmith. Tried everything. I gave him some good instructions today. Like I said, I refunded him two of two payments. And I told him I was still going to help him. I want to help, but I don't want to take money from people who I am not making money. I just don't have any desire to. I want to make sure people feel overly, positive about the experience they have working with me. That's just how I am. So I've been dealing with that. That's been kind of a slog, but now I at least feel like that weight has lifted off of me. I'm still going to help, but I don't feel like it's no longer my responsibility here to make sure this thing gets accepted, because I've kind of done all I can. I mean, and he knows what to do now, right? We basically just have to do like 1,000 more things in the video to make sure at least that's, I talked to somebody actually. I talked to an expert from the Google support who's a high level expert. I talked to her for a minute and she basically just said, like, triple proof. You have to have 2 freaking signs, 3 signs that have their name, that are metal, that look like they are permanent. Signs outside the business. Have your branded trucks there. Show some utility bills in it, right? Like, it needs to look like they operate there and people can come to them and there is no possible chance that they could be faking it. So I thought that was a little interesting. So hopefully he can take that information. I'll still work with him and we can get this verified and we can get going, because I would still love to have a locksmith here that I'm helping and getting to go, getting them to make some money, right? But that's been a learning experience. I guess everybody has their first locksmith. That's probably a thing. So that's that. Now, let's go to this interesting story here of saboteurs, and people who are freaking idiots. I can't even believe this, man. So I got this guy I'm working with, this plumber, and we get him a website. We change him over to a physical business, right? And everything's going well. But every time I add his website to his Google business profile, it goes away after a day. It says Google, has removed this. Like it looks like a suggested edit or something. So I think, that I think this guy that he was working with, then he came and started working with me. I think this guy is like sabotaging him. His old SEO company guy, it's like a guy, is like sabotaging him. He's like purposefully sabotaging this guy. So I'm like, this is insane, right? So whatever, I'm like, maybe this will fade. So I wait a couple weeks, I add it again, then 24 hours, it goes away again. And I'm like, what is going on? So I do a little digging and I find out, you may not have known this, I didn't know this, if your site isn't indexed on Google, then it can't be added to a Google business profile. So it wasn't working. It wasn't being added to the profile because it wasn't indexed. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So I had just set up Search Console and I go into Search Console, and sure enough, in the removal section, there is a request for the website to be removed, to be de-indexed from Google. Okay, so didn't know this. You can go in to Google Search Console and you can request a site to be de-indexed in the removal section. And that lasts for 6 months. For 6 months, if you do not go in and reverse it, your site will not be indexed on Google from the day that you removed it. And because Search Console data, or at least this, or maybe I had Search Console set up, I don't think I did, on this date. So it must have just, you followed the profile, right? So actions taken by the previous owner followed the profile. So I went in, and sure enough, the day that I removed this guy from the Google business profile was the day the site on Google Search Console was requested to be de-indexed for a 6-month period. And I was just blown away. Who I don't understand the pettiness. And it's funny, I've had a run-in with this guy before where he was working with somebody who, one of my customers, had done a buyout of this small company, and this guy was working with the company that got bought. And I was like literally asking him if he could give us like 2 or 3 days with the website up before he took it down, because we weren't going to use his services anymore, because that's what I do. And he threw this whole fit about how he wasn't going to, work with us. He wasn't going to help. He was going to take it down immediately if we didn't pay him for it, and all this garbage. And I just never understand that. So this is my second run-in with a guy. And I would, I don't know. I don't know what do you think? Like, I always worry that somebody's going to go scorched earth and they have actually less to lose than me. I mean, otherwise I'd love to get this guy a bunch of negative reviews. I mean, he deserves them clearly, but I don't want to be the one to pull that, to pull that down on top of me. So I just usually feel like I'll just set it aside, let it go. But I just don't understand the pettiness. I always try to do over and above. Why would I want to burn a bridge with a potential customer? If anything, I'm thinking, hey, if somebody's going to leave me and go to someone else, great. Hopefully, if they fail, then they're going to realize how good of a job I did, and it's just going to help me, right? So it's, I guess, some kind of combination when you're already a fucking asshole and you're doing a fucking awful job for somebody, and then you turn around and you become vindictive about it and you burn that bridge. I just don't understand why you would do that. And it's not like you're doing it to me. You're doing it to the guy. Like, you're doing it to your customer who doesn't want to work with you anymore. So you're going to burn his website and everything that he's worked for to the ground. They could sue you for that crap, man. Like, this guy could sue him for losing him money. It's insane. So I don't know. Like, I don't understand pettiness. I don't understand vindictiveness. And I certainly don't understand attacking customers, let alone other SEOs. But customers. But, that's, I guess, bad SEOs versus good SEOs. I don't know. I just feel like I just want to do a good job for people. I try to do a good job, right? And I can't imagine doing that to a customer, Even him going and writing a negative review on my business profile or putting up negative stuff about me is one thing, right? Like, be mad at me. But I didn't even know you were working. I didn't even know. I just know some guy came to me and said he was working with somebody and they weren't doing a good job. I looked at the site. It was fucking dog shit. So yeah, then it comes back around that it's this guy. Of course it's this guy. You will never realize how bad the SEOs in your area are. I think if you're online and you're looking at SEO and you're studying SEO and you're on Twitter, you see all these really good SEOs. You think, man, people are good out there. But man, I have learned through this experience that people in your local city who are doing SEO, a lot of them, most of them are awful. They suck. So that should give you some hope that you should be able to build up your brand and do by doing a good job. Like, if you like SEO, you can do a good job. If you study SEO, you can do a good job. So that's this whole story there with that. So whatever. I'm working on getting some ads. I'm working on this directory site. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to start doing some cold emails really soon, and I'm just trying to really focus. I took about 2-3 days to get this funnel up because I started it on the sub account, and then I had to literally redo everything on the other account. Sure, I might have been able to move it, but I was going to wait around. So I kind of spent 3 days doing something maybe I shouldn't have done, whatever. But it's all in the name of moving the needle. That is what I'm all focused on. Anything that I can do, everything I can do to be on helping customers and doing phone calls with customers and getting more customers and getting more sales and doing more sales calls. That is my only goal. That is all that matters. Really is. If you can figure out how to do that, then the rest comes. You can solve all those problems, right? You can do SEO. You should know about SEO, do a good job, but you can hire an SEO. If you want to sell SEO and you hire an SEO, what matter? It doesn't, you can get the job done, right? Getting the sales is the part that people struggle with. So don't waste your time doing anything else. You should be trying to get sales. and then doing a good job for your customers, like a little bit, I mean, but once you get like your life changes, right? If you have 5 customers, right? Okay. That's one thing. You're going to operate your business differently. If you're getting 5 new customers a month, how are you going to operate your business? So it's going to change when you get there. So you might as well get there first. Start getting the sales. Then you're going to have to build that business because it's not going to be the same business. I'm building the wrong business, right? And now I'm starting to build the real business, right? Because I've got some customers coming in, I can see that. But this business of you doing all the work, and it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if it's SEO or something else. It doesn't work. Find the way to turn on the floodgates of getting customers. Then build that business, right? Build that business. So that's what I got for today. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you're seeing out there. I'm interested, is there like another go high level kind of thing? It doesn't have to be a CRM, but like what's the future here? Are you seeing any technology, any softwares that you're using that are really good, that like have potential here? Go high level is so interesting, right? In the fact that it's like, got so many uses, and I wonder if there's other things out there. Are there new social medias? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Peace.